Alright folks, I'm back with you once again, and we're now going to continue with my video game reviews series. And for this episode, which is number 44 of the series, I'm going to be reviewing Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the Sega Genesis. This, of course, was a 1991 release, which first made its way to the US in June of 1991, and Japan was then got it about a month after that. Now, of course, as you know, I never owned a Sega Genesis growing up, but having received one as a gift a month ago, I'm now able to enjoy some of the games that I missed out on. And what better way to start than with Sonic the Hedgehog? In this game, Dr. Robotnik, who would later be called Dr. Eggman in the later games, has trapped the animal inhabitants of South Island in aggressive robots and stationary metal capsules. Your job as Sonic is to halt Robotnik's plans by freeing the animals and collecting all of the 6 Chaos Emeralds that have been stolen. Now, of course, in Sonic the Hedgehog, you want to try to get through levels as quickly as you can. There are also lots of rings to collect, and every 100 rings that you collect gets you a free life. However, if you take damage at any time, you lose all the rings that you collected, and you have to start over from scratch. And of course, taking damage with no rings on you means that you lose a life. So, rings essentially protect you from hazards. Now, there are 6 zones in the game: Green Hill Zone, Marble Zone, Springyard Zone, Labyrinth Zone, Starlight Zone, and Scrap Ring Zone. And each zone has its own visual style and enemies. You have to navigate through each zone, which is divided into 3 acts, in order to progress. And then at the end of the 3rd act of each zone, there's a boss fight with Dr. Robotnik. And then after the 6th zone, you go right into the final zone for a final showdown with Dr. Robotnik. Now you start with 3 lives, but as I stated, rings give you, every 100 rings you collect give you more lives, and power-ups give you more lives. And of course you can also get more lives by finding a little Sonic the Hedgehog icon throughout the level. Now, there are also lampposts scattered throughout each level. Those act as checkpoints. If you lose a life, but you've passed through one of the lampposts, you can start the level over again from that particular point. However, your timer gets reset to 0. And of course, if you lose all your lives, game over. However, you can return to the beginning of the act with 3 lives if you have any continues left. But if you reach the end of Act 1 or Act 2 of a zone with at least 50 rings, then a large ring comes up, and you can jump through it to enter a special stage. And in each of the special stages, there is a Chaos Emerald, which is to obtain, which is the objective of the special stages. But you want to be careful not to hit a goal block at any time in the special stage, because if you do, then if you hit a goal block at any time in the special stage, then you don't lose a life, but you do end the level. So this is a really great game. In fact, this year is actually the 25th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. And a lot of the I think the most recent Sonic game I have is Sonic Colors on the Wii and Nintendo DS. I've beaten the DS version, but not the Wii version. And there's also Sonic Generations, but I don't have that one yet. And yeah, overall, this is a really fun game. If you don't have a Sega Genesis and you want to start getting into Sega Genesis collecting, then this game is an absolute must-get. It's an absolute must. Alright, that will do it for this episode of Video Game Reviews. I'll see you for the next one, in which we'll go over Sonic the Hedgehog 2.